This documentary series features content regarding sexual and violent crimes that is intended for adult, mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Deport Jorge Espinosa. Episode 1. Preview. The Bisexual Ripper.
Jorge Orlando Espinosa is a 61-year-old lifelong predator, conman, criminal, degenerate, informant, liar, loser, lowlife, monster, and a scumbag, woman-beating rapist living in Hialeah, Florida, who has spent approximately 24 years in federal and Florida state prisons and jails for violent, depraved, and heinous crimes. The following is the official narrative by Metro-Dade Police Department Officer D.L. Adams, summarizing Espinosa's arrest in Miami, Florida on July 13, 1982, when he was just 17 years old and, already, a public menace, on the following charges. 1. Shooting into an occupied dwelling. And 2. Exposure of sexual organ.
The undersigned certifies and swears that he has just and reasonable grounds to believe, and does believe that the above-named defendant on the 13th day of July, 1982, at 2:50 a.m., 8810 Fontainebleau Boulevard No. 215, committed the following violation of law. This officer responded to 8810 Fontainebleau Boulevard No. 215 reference a shooting in progress. On arrival, witnesses advised that they saw two males fighting with a female on the balcony. The deaf was one of males and was armed with a .380 caliber semi-auto with gun suppressor on it. 4 or 5 shots were fired, and the girl was dragged inside the residence. This officer was also advised that the above defendants were all nude. When this officer arrived and observed the above deaf nude on the balcony bending over as if he were picking something up. As other officers surrounded the building, this officer went to the front of the above location. As this officer approached the front of the residence, I observed 2 males and a female walking out of the front door nude with a white sheet wrapped around all 3. When the defendants saw this officer approaching, they fled back into the residence. This officer, along with Officer Gomez, knocked on the front door. Miss Amory Engel answered the door. This officer asked if anyone else was inside. She replied no. These officers entered and found one 16-year female along with another 16-year-old male. The above deaf was found hiding in the closet. While all the defendants were standing in the living room and balcony, the witnesses identified the deaf as the male who was holding the weapon and who did the shooting. Spent .380 caliber casings were found on the balcony, just below the balcony where the shooting occurred. The deaf was read his rights and chose to answer no question. M.R. Rubenstein was contacted at headquarters and advised he would all 4 defendants. After questioning, deaf admitted to firing the shots.